Good day. This is the Bible Interpreter. It's been a minute since we put something forth on the web channel, and I thought I might stir up a little something today. First of all, I want to explain to people that most of the time what you're hearing in what we call the scriptures are things that are familiar to you. And the scriptures always tell us not to seek that things that are familiar, because things that are familiar to you don't help you to grow. You need to hear something that stimulates your mind in order to make it try to think outside of the norm. But most people they're accustomed to hearing something a certain kind of way, and they don't want to grow. And they're thinking that they're growing by hearing the same little stories that they've been hearing since they were little kids, and what we call that things are allegorical stories that have a deeper truth that most people are not willing to be open to. Their mindsets are closed and not able to open up to new understanding, new information. They have a problem with taking in new knowledge. And that said, we are dealing with this thing called the husband. What does a husband mean spiritually? We understand that the word husband naturally can mean one that's a farmer, one that tills and cultivates the earth. But what does that mean spiritually? What does a husband mean spiritually? How is that equated to something that can benefit me through what the Bible is saying to me? And first of all, we have to go to Genesis when it says that thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. But to quote that, and without understanding somebody opening it up to you, you really don't understand what's being said. He said, thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. It didn't say that he might rule over thee. He said he shall rule over thee. So this is not talking about a physical man and a woman being a husband and a wife, that a man rules over a woman, because no man rules no woman. He's just a leader, because the woman have to submit. There's a difference between somebody submitting and somebody that don't have to submit, because if you tell me something shall rule over me, that don't leave room for me to have to submit to anything. But a natural woman submits to a man when she finds a leader. So, but Genesis is not talking about a woman submitting to a man. It said her desire shall be to her husband. But if we are not spiritually minded, we're thinking that it's talking about a man and a woman when it's actually talking spiritual concepts. It's talking about the mind of a person that husbands their life. Because a husband is that which cultivates and tills you. Meaning the word till means moves you to do whatever it is you do. It makes you do whatever you do. One scripture says that thy maker is thy husband. What do you mean by that? We mean that the thing that makes you do whatever you do is the thing that is called the husband. And we know that to be the mind of the human being. Your mind is the thing that cultivates your life. And your life is cultivated by a particular mindset. And a mindset is something that one desires. Anytime you think and will to do something, that is the desire that you have. And when you act on that desire, that is called tilling. You're moving on that thing. You've been moved to till that, to operate in that particular desire. So your mind is the thing that makes you desire what it is that you will carry out by that certain particular mindset. So we say that desire shall be thy husband is talking about to your mind. Whatever you're desiring, it is a mindset that you have taken on. And that's what's going to rule over you. But it's not talking about a man and a woman. Hopefully you comprehend what we're saying. But in order for us to properly understand, when we say that we use the word king, which is akin to the word ruler, because there is no such thing as a king that not be able to have the title of ruler, because a king is a ruler. Now we have to tie the ruler back to what we call the husband. The husband is the governor. It is the ruler. That's why the book said, the law of thy husband. The law of thy husband is talking about the law of your mind, the law of the way you think. The rules that govern you are called the husbandman. And as long as that mindset is still active in a person, they are not able to serve another mindset. And when they try to serve another mindset, we call that adultery. Why? Because there are two minds operating, and they're not going to be faithful, because you have to be husband by one ruler, one king. Like I said, we use the term king, we use the term husband, we use the term ruler, but we're just talking about a mind. But until you understand that, when you read the scripture, you might hear the woman husband going to rule over her, or he said the law of her husband. We're talking about the law of one's mind, because the mind is the husband. It is the thing that moves the human being to do whatever it is that they do. It is where their desire is being put forth. It is being shown. Whatever you desire, the activities of what you're doing are in covenant with that desire. So we call that a marriage. So your life is in covenant with your desires. So anything that you desire to do, you're going to be in agreement with it. So you're going to function in that thing. So your life is called equal to a wife to a certain mindset. The wife we're talking about is not talking about a woman. It's talking about the life that is activated by a particular mindset we call the husband. And if you pay close attention to what we're saying spiritually, your mind is the thing that husbands you. And the life that you are putting forth is the wife that's in agreement with that mindset. That mindset is your ruler. It is the desire that you have. Now the wife is carrying out the desires of her husband. And the two have become one. But we're not talking about a male and a female. We're talking spiritual. We're talking about mind and somebody's life being cultivated by that mindset. And the two are in covenant agreement. But until I have put an end to one mindset, I can't come into agreement with another mindset. So that's why the book would say, let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ. Why? Because I don't, in the beginning, have that way of thinking. But before I can take on the mind of Christ, there must be an end to my husband. Not a physical man. It must be an end to my way of thinking, my desires. My desires have to be eradicated, and I have to come into a new mindset. And then I can be ruled by another desire to do the will of God. But prior to that, my old husband, as long as he's alive, he's not going to let me be faithful to another mindset, because I'm going to try to serve two. We call that a double-minded, unstable person. They're trying to serve what's right with a wrong mindset still alive until one is put at rest. We call rest, sleep, or death. But we're not talking about a physical death. We're talking spiritual. Until the spiritual man has been put at rest. And the spiritual man we're talking about is the husband, which is the mind of the human family. Whether you be male or female, you are married to a mindset. Your life is being cultivated by a certain particular mindset. All of your works, what we call your till, because anything that's tilling is called moving the earth. So anything that causes you to act in the earth and do certain behaviors, we call that being tilled. So what tills the earth? We call it a farmer, which we call also a husbandman. So it's equated to a mindset that's moving you to do a particular thing. So the book might say there wasn't a man to till the earth. It wasn't talking about somebody to come out and farm and dig and plant seed. It was talking about there was not a particular mindset to govern the people, to move them in the right direction. But when you read the book with a natural mindset, you're thinking carnally. But the things that you're thinking must be converted to spiritual concepts in order for you to get the true essence of what really been said. I mean, a lot of times, like I try to show people that, how could you tell me that your mind is not husbanding you when you know that the word husband means causing you to do a certain thing? It is moving you. It is cultivating the behavior that you are putting forth on behalf of that mindset. How can you tell me that the life that you're putting forth is not married to that mindset when we see that as a man thinks, so is he? So the two are one in covenant agreement. So if I have a certain particular mindset, how can my life not agree with that mindset? Because my desires to my husband. What you mean? My desires to that mindset that's causing me to move in that certain particular activity. What we call, it is tilling me. It is moving me to do a certain action. So until that mindset is being eradicated, then I'm stuck with that husband. Even when I try to serve another mindset, I'm going to keep going back to the mindset that I am in covenant with as well. I'm trying to serve two husbands. And all it means, I'm trying to serve two mindsets. I'm trying to serve God, and I'm trying to serve the mind that I had prior to coming in covenant. Well, because you're not actually in covenant with God, so I can't say that. But I'm trying to serve a mindset that I can't fully agree with, while as my old mindset is still alive. So when the Bible is talking about a husband and a wife and a man and a woman, you're going to have to convert these things from the natural precepts into the spiritual concept. The man that God is talking about is never talking about a physical human being. It is a parallel to a mind. The man of one is his mind. Whether you be male or female, your mind is your husband. And the life that the mind causes you to act out is the wife that is in covenant with that one mindset. But most of the time people reading, they're never converting the message to get the spirit of truth of really been said. And hopefully this here will be a help. And I know it sounds strange, like we always tell people that truth is strange when you're used to accustomed to hearing lies. So hopefully at some point you can research some of the stuff that we have on the Bible Interpreted channel, where we have different things talking about spiritual marriages and what marriage means. But it's somewhere I can't tell you what the exact title of the different one is right now at this moment. And I may put it on the stream so that you can find that particular video that will help you along with this one. But hopefully this will be a help to you. Until next time, be educated. Bible Interpreter.